What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the expectations versus reality after graduating college. By the end of this video, I'll be sharing with you the 5 lessons that I've learned in hopes to help prepare you and your expectations for when you graduate college. If this interests you, then be sure to stay until the end. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I don't know about you, but for me, once I graduated college, I felt on top of the world. I mean, it's been a fruitful 4 years, but as soon as I finished my convocation, that's when it hit me. What's next? What is next after this? I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but let me know in the comment section down below. But this leads me to lesson number 1. It is when you graduate college, the real exam starts. When you're in your 3rd or 4th year of college, you probably had the expectation that your life will be set once you graduate. Many of us have this misconception that once we graduate university, we're going to secure a corporate job and then we're basically set in stone. I also think that many of us are just so excited about the idea that we no longer have to write any more exams or any more papers because we will be done with school. I mean, it's been 4 fruitful years. But here is the real truth. It's not always greener on the other side. For me, it's been 2 years since I've completed my studies. And I realized that the real exam actually starts once you graduate. And what I mean by this is you're basically back to square one, starting at the bottom. Freshman year all over again. You're going to be a freshman in your corporate job. You're going to be a freshman in whatever that you pursue to do. Because you're going to be in a position where you don't know anything, which also means you'll be going through the same process that you did when you were in 1st year of college. But understand that it's just going to be another phase of your life. I don't know why, but while I was still in school, I always imagined my life would be figured out once I graduate college. Or once I entered into the adult world, this is when you are actually figuring it out. You're going to figure out whether working in corporate is really for you, or you're going to be figuring out if you should move to a different city or a different country to live and work. Some people that I've met along the way told me that they're planning to go back to college, to university, back to school because they want to switch careers, or like in the hopes of basically increasing their skills so they can add more value in the marketplace. Which leads me to lesson number 2, letting go of timelines, because everyone is rethinking their timelines. With social media nowadays, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison because people on the internet is sharing their best accomplishments. But you have to understand that that is just their highlight reel. For example, I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and I see some of my peers posting that they've made it onto Forbes 30 under 30 or that they've been featured in Forbes article. And then here I have another person winning some sort of outstanding award. This is amazing news. But it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison because you then start to think and wonder and compare yourself to people the same age as you or around the same age as you. And you're looking at their accomplishments and success and thinking to yourself, how come I'm not there yet? Like, wow, she's on Forbes and she's only 24. And wow, he made it onto Forbes cover and he's only 26. Something that I learned is to stay in your own lane because you will fall victim to comparison. So instead of feeling bad and guilty about yourself and where you currently are compared to your more successful peers, use your more successful peers as a source of motivation and inspiration for you to move forward and do better in your own life and within your own timeline. If you're looking to achieve the same results as your more successful peers, just focus on your own lane and understand that you will achieve the same results but just at a different timeline and at a different stage in your life. For example, if your peers achieve the results that you want at 24, just know that you will achieve the same results but at a different age, like at 26 or 27 instead of at 24. Also, just be patient and trust the process because you have about 80 years of execution if you really think about it. That's if we live up to 100 years old. Which means you don't need to worry and follow society standards of being married and having kids before you turn 30. Or work at a corporate job right after you graduate college. instead of traveling the world like what you planned on initially doing. Everyone has a different timeline, their own time frame, so it's best to mind your own business and stay within your own lane, because you will eventually get to where you need to be within your own timeline and time frame. Remember, this leads me to lesson number 3. Nothing is permanent. Understand that nothing is permanent, so it's okay to change your mind. If you don't like the job that you're at now, switch the job. If you don't like the city that you're staying at now, move to a different city. You can always change, and just know that it's okay to change your mind. Because understand that once you graduate college, you're actually entering into a new stage, a new chapter of your life. So the expectations that you had while you were in college, while you were in university, is going to be completely different once you graduate. You probably realize that what you did back in university no longer sparks joy for you once you've graduated. For example, back in university, you were probably known as the best presenter, the best writer, best athlete, or like the math genius. And you're probably still expecting to be known for that. But guess what? What's the point of holding on to something that no longer sparks joy for you? If you were known as like the math genius and you suddenly realize you want to become a singer, switch. It's okay to switch. You're probably thinking, oh, but since I was known to be like a math genius back in university, I'm still expected to be a math genius. But let's be real here. Everyone is too busy trying to figure out what they're doing with their own life that they probably don't have the time to pay attention to what you're doing with your own life. So if you're no longer feeling satisfied with what you are currently doing, it's okay to change your mind and try something else that is more aligned with your future vision. And you're never going to know if you like something until you try it. Which leads me to lesson number 4. Test and experiment. Like I said, you're not going to know what you like or dislike until you try it and experiment with it. Say you want to be a singer, try it. Go take vocal classes. Enter a singing competition, get a vocal coach, and try it and see if you like it. Because from my experience, I realized that sometimes thinking one thing is different from when you're actually doing it. It's the exact same concept as when you're choosing a major or a concentration back in university. For example, if you were in business school, you were probably thinking about which concentration should I focus on? Should I focus on accounting, marketing, or finance? But you gotta take those courses first in order to know if you like it. And in order to know if you want to concentrate on it, focus on it. You gotta take those courses first before you can even decide on a concentration, right? I'm talking to the camera like as if I'm gonna get a response. But if you do respond, comment down below in the comment section. So you will never know if you like something until you try it. And understand that you are not locked in or tied down to the decisions that you made back in university, or even a year ago, or even yesterday, like a day ago, or 5 minutes ago, a minute ago. Because understand that you've entered a new chapter of your life, and everything is new, so you need to test it out and experiment with it in order to know if it works for you and is aligned with what you want to be doing. Lastly, lesson number 5. There are no shortcuts to success. Now, what I mean by this is when we look at someone else's success, we see them or we associate them as an overnight success. For example, an actor blew up because of this one role that he had, this one role that they were casted for. And then people might think, oh, this actor got lucky. What we need to understand is that we don't know the amount of hours, the amount of no's, the amount of auditions that they had to go through, the amount of challenges and obstacles that they had to overcome in order to get casted for that role, or in order to blow up and be where they are at right now. So if you ever fail at something, don't be discouraged, because failure is feedback. It's feedback on how you can improve for next time. So whatever you're doing, just keep going, because one day your overnight success will happen. Also, what we need to understand is that someone's overnight success is someone who puts in years of hard work, and then finally one day they blew up. That is the result of their labor. Their overnight success is basically them eating the fruit of their labor. To you, someone else's success may look like an overnight success, but in reality, you don't know the amount of work that they put in order to be an overnight success. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out my other videos here. And if you've liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next. Bye! I can't even wear this properly. Oh my god. I forgot how to wear it.